Hello, this is Barry Nirmal. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe link below. Hello friends, in this video I will tell you the story of two Americans. A man who killed himself after losing his life savings to a woman, and a lady who lost all her life savings to a man. In both cases, the victims had never met their romantic partner. It was all done via text and phone calls. It was all fake profile, fake names, and fake love. The story I will tell you now is based on a story published by CNN in June 2024. Denis Jones, an 82-year-old divorced man, spent much of his retirement working with refugees and debating politics online. But in the last few months of his life, he was befriended by a woman going by the name Jessie on Facebook. The two had been talking online for months and built a close relationship. Eventually, Jessie convinced Denis to invest in crypto. Denis agreed. Without ever meeting Jessie in person, he spent everything he had, and when he had nothing left, she demanded more. Until one day, the money disappeared, leaving him in ruin. Then he killed himself. Denis was one of countless victims of massive global criminal operation mostly run by Chinese gangs who have built a multi-billion-dollar scam industry in Southeast Asia. There, they have assembled an army of scammers, many held against their will in guarded compounds and forced to con people all around the world out of their life savings. It is a theft at a scale so huge that investigators are now calling it a mass transfer of wealth from middle-class Americans to criminal gangs. Last year, the FBI estimates these pig butchering schemes robbed tens of thousands of American victims of some $4 billion, a 53% increase from the previous year. Social media is flooded with scammers hunting for victims on WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, and increasingly on dating apps such as Tinder and Bumble. Match Group, which owns Tinder, has said, quote, "The unfortunate reality is that scammers may pull on the heartstrings on those looking for love or connection on dating apps and on all online platforms." Rakesh, an Indian national, was trafficked to a compound called Gate 25 in Myanmar after applying for an IT job in Thailand in late 2022. There he signed a scamming contract under threat of execution and was trained to scam. For 11 months, he posed as so-called Klara Semenov, a Russian investor based in Salt Lake City. To avoid gruesome punishments inflicted by his captors, he said he sent romantic messages to victims like Denis to convince them to invest their money. He says that 70 to 80% of the people fall for fake love. Rakesh was eventually released in 2023, that is 1 year after he joined, when his contract ended. He says that he was probably let go because he was not very good at scamming. Now, listen to the story of another American lady called Karina. She met a fictitious man called Ivan on Bumble in May 2023. His photo showed a blond man with piercing blue eyes. He claimed to be Dutch and showed off his wealth, expensive cars and Rolexes, though none of that appealed to Karina, who is a chemistry doctorate. She was looking for love. Their relationship moved fast. Right away, he suggested they move their conversation from Bumble to WhatsApp and delete the Bumble app to focus on getting to know each other. A few days later, he started calling her honey. In just a few days later, they become honey. Ivan claimed he had made his money running a company with his uncle and investing in crypto. He told her she could pay off her student loans in a matter of months by investing. Karina was hesitant at first, but eventually agreed to put in $1,000. She should have checked his credentials, made sure that he really was a businessman by asking for proof and verifying them, but she did. He told her not to use the official app of the Kraken crypto platform and instead sent her a link to a parallel website which they used to trade in the coming months. That website was probably owned by these scammers. As their investments grew, so did their relationship. The two made plans for the future romantic weekend getaways, family introductions, though they were yet to meet in person. She told him just a few weeks later, quote, "I have never met anyone like you before. Hard to believe. I am falling for a man I have never seen or spoken to." So she was falling in love. The first red flag emerged when Ivan pressured Karina to enter a so-called event where she would have to invest $150,000 by the end of July to make extra profit. If she failed to reach the target, her account and money would be frozen. This was all a lie. Scared to lose the money she had already put in, Karina panicked. She took out a high-interest loan and borrowed money from friends or family to meet the deadline. Despite all his purported wealth, Ivan refused to help her, instead lying and telling her that he was himself struggling to meet his target of $500,000 and needed her help. At one point, Karina found herself consoling her scammer, telling him the money didn't matter as long as they loved each other. See look at the transformation. Karina said that she realized she had been scammed at that point, and she broke down. She said it was all fake. It was a fake profile. It was a fake story. The amount of time he spent grooming and getting to know me was incessant, she said. The emotional and financial entanglement had taken a toll on her, and she was left reeling from a breakup and bankruptcy at the same time. In the aftermath, Karina had to move back in with her mother. It will take her at least a decade to repay her debts, but luckily Karina didn't kill herself like the story of Denis that I told you before. So be careful, guys, of these scams. It's becoming more and more prevalent, and you have to be careful. You have to verify who you talk to, and without verification, don't be a friend. Hello. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so by clicking on the subscribe link below. Also write your comments in the comment section below. Spread the word. You can share this video with your friends by clicking on the share button below, and you can share it with WhatsApp, with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and by sending email to your friends.